Hey everybody, welcome to Fingering with Trace. Welcome everybody to Fingering with Trace. I'm Trace Crooks. This is my good friend Richard Smith, who I'm very privileged to have as our special guest today.
Good to see you, Trace. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Richard is from Nashville, Tennessee, and he tours all over the country playing and teaching the guitar. I've been happy to have been able to sit in on a few of his classes, and some of the things I would like to show you today are some of the things I've learned, some of the things that you can learn too, because we're all about learning music here. One of the things that we've been talking about is the caged system you talk about.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the first things that you learn, even if you don't know you're learning it.
Yeah.
The caged system, our first chord, C. Here's our C. Our basic C chord, C, A. Here's our G. C, A, G, E. And D. They're our basic chords. C, A, G, E, D.
Right.
So you can move those around on the fretboard.
And with those chords, you can play like a whole bunch of songs.
Yeah.
You
only need 3 chords. 3 chords will lead you to 1,000 songs. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Or however many you want to do that, but
yeah.
Your basic 1, 4, 5, 3 chord song. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. There you go. So there's just 3 chord songs, tons of them. The blues, a lot of folk songs are based around that. But yeah, C, A, G, E, D. If we just use our finger as a capo, C.
That finger.
There you go. Our index finger.
That works. We're fingering with Trace.
All right, there we go. Fingering with Trace. That's what I'm
already.
doing.
Yeah.
So this will be, even though we're playing a D flat here, I still think of these 3 fingers just replacing these, and this is my extra finger. So I think of this as C, A, G, E, D, and all the way up here. Here's C, A, G, E, D. As far as the chord shapes go, that's kind of the way I like to navigate the fretboard. Obviously here we're playing an F here, but the shape is this basic shape, C, A, G, E, D. This is an F, that's a D, that's a C, A, and that's a G, but we're still, our shapes are the same.
Just by making your cable out of your finger.
That's exactly it. That's the cage system, and that'll get you so far as navigating the fretboard, not just with chords, but as far as just playing licks, like. I'm thinking about this. I just think about that as another shape like here. As far as how I'm navigating the fretboard. Learn your scales. Just one.
That's the same scale, and you're just moving it around.
That's it, you can do it blind. Learn it like this, and then so here, and here with the E of caged. Again, the E, we move it all up to the. You just learn those 3. I mean, you can do so much just with that. And the other thing is, let's go to E. Here, we're going to play the C of caged, but we're playing the chord of E. The point of practicing scales is not just so that we just sit and practice scales. It's to know where we are, know what notes we got. So that what note will this make? See what I'm saying? I know where it's going to go. You know where you are because you know all the notes and their proximity to the scale, if you practice hard enough.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing I want to talk to you about practicing. Some people I think could benefit from better practicing. That's something you talk about a lot.
Yeah, better practice. Yeah.
Practicing the stuff that you need to work on instead of always just a lot of people just practice their favorite song all the time and
well, there's that. There's also practicing your favorite song right. There's practicing. I've seen guys that will play a song and it sounds good. They're not making any mistakes per se, but it just doesn't sound great because the time and tone is not there and the groove isn't there, and that's where all the work is.
Or they're not getting any better.
Yeah, they're not getting any better because you've got to sit down and really go over everything that you know again and again and again.
Well, what's the most effective way to practice to become a better player? Do you think?
I think first of all you have to be honest with yourself and say, does this sound good? Like say a song that you've heard someone else play. One of your favorite players go, wow, I love the way that guy sounds. I love the way it's phrased. And you try, the idea is to learn something and learn from it and then do your own thing with it. So what is it about your version of it that isn't as good as that version? When you listen to a recording and it's a guy who might be a total legend or whatever, famous guitar player who's nailing this, it's going to be the time and the tone. So you sit, you listen to that guy and that is your goal, to sound like that, at least to start with, to have the skill. And that's what you're constantly striving for, to sound like that. That gives you a goal. So now you sit and you play, record yourself, and ask yourself, is that any good? Is that as good as this? Would I want to listen to that? The most important thing is you have to be honest with yourself and say, no, it's not. And then dig deep and say, why isn't it? Why isn't it as good? And it's going to be down to time and tone. If you're playing the same notes, it's going to be time and tone, the fingerings maybe that you chose. Are you playing the right chords? That's a question of ear training, but it's just about knuckling down and working on it. I've been doing this little exercise just with the metronome. Just a little, just simple, just finger strengthening. And also not just going like this, but getting some overtones.
Oh yeah, letting the open strings ring with it.
Well,
Yeah.
letting them all ring. And having that goal, because that's going to really make your fingers strong.
That sounds really nice.
Just stuff like
really
that. You know?
Rare that you hear a practice exercise that you're like, oh, that sounds nice.
I was never really a one for exercises, but the more, the better I want to get, the more I delve into it, I start to invent new exercises just to strengthen fingers or make certain fingerings better, something like that. And then playing tunes, playing your repertoire. Once you played something, if you played it for 20 years, I'm still trying to figure how can I really nail this? How can I get out there in front of an audience and do what would be a perfect studio take? That's what I'm going for. That's my goal, is perfect studio take every time. Well, and the ultimate goal is a perfect performance where you absolutely nailed everything all the way through for 2 hours. And I'm so far away from doing that. And it's good to have that goal, you know.
Yeah.
Just going out there and saying, these are, you know, 25 songs or whatever you play in a day. 25 perfectly played songs to where that will be a perfect live album as well as you. And I mean, that's the goal. As if you went in the studio and cut and pasted everything perfect. That's what you're going for. So
A perfect night.
the perfect night. And it doesn't
Here
matter.
it is.
Even if no one shows up, even if it's a really bad gig in a bad venue, you're still going for that.
Well, technically, if no one, I guess this is a philosophical question. If no one shows up, is it a live album?
If it's recorded, yeah, if it's recorded, because you can always get applause from another night.
No one. We've never done that. There's no
No.
fake applause on any
No
live
fake applause.
albums.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course not.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, we all know you live in Nashville, but that doesn't sound like a native Nashvilleian accent. You are originally from.
Yeah, South London. I was born in Wallingham in Surrey, and
Sorry?
yeah, exactly. Wallingham in Surrey, which is kind of, well, actually, I was born in Beckenham in Kent, but I lived most of my life in Wallingham in Surrey, which is South London, South Croydon area. Moved to the Nashville area. I'm now in Goodlettsville, but I moved to the Nashville area in 2000. And yeah, it's just a hotbed of so many players in one small place. I mean, there's other big music cities like New York, Chicago, LA, obviously the big cities, but Nashville has a very high concentration of great musicians in one place, and it's a fun town. No one's that far away. Some of my favorite musicians and guys who played on some of my favorite records, I get to do gigs with them and have them over at my studio, and it's great. You know, I still feel like a little kid when one of those guys might be in playing their instrument on a record that I'm doing, thinking there's that sound that I heard when I was growing up in England, listening to that guy's record and trying to figure out those licks, and now that guy's in. That's really special, and it's I don't take that for granted for a second. I'm really thrilled to be in that town in particular.
I know what you mean.
It's good, isn't it?
I know the feeling.
It's good.
Yeah, let's play something.
Well, alrighty. Now where are we today? We're March 18th, but roll on summertime, I say.
Yeah, can never go wrong with Great American Songbook.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I guess I gotta go through this ad copy here. Grab your shit and get. Grab your shit and get. Gee, Reba, you gotta give me more than just the name of the store. Point taken, though. Grab your shit and get.
Let's do a little bit of working man blues for all the working men out there.
Oh, yeah. I've never done a day's work in my life. All the
Exactly.
time I've been picking my guitar. That's that James Burton lick there. Do you know the words? Well, I don't either. But we
I know one
play
verse.
Okay. You got it.
Oh, working man blues. I guess I don't know it.
This week's episode of Fingering with Trace is brought to you by Planeta Farms, growing all your natural needs. Planeta Farms never forgets. Except when we forget. What were we, Oh, I forget. Damn it. Oh, that's right. Planeta Farms.
Hey, I can smell some brain farts all the way over at the Shartsville Saloon. Thought you might need my help.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Want to do some Johnny Cash?
Yeah, let's do some Johnny Cash.
Yeah, man. How about one of those, one of the many prison songs that he did?
Good choice.
Which one?
That's it.
I hear a train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. But that train keeps rolling, and I hang my head and cry.
You got it. You got it, Trace.
Oh, Trace? Well, I bet there's rich folks eating from a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep on moving on, and that's what the butchers mean.
You got it again. KFJ, man.
Going back to the Shartsville Saloon.
Yeah, man.
Well, Richard, thank you very much for stopping by. I wish you safe travels on the road.
Thrilled to be here.
Thank you
so
again
much.
for coming by.
Trace,
Hope you make your way back to Shartsville again. Let's play this out, man.
Alrighty.
1, 2, 1.
I'm Kentucky, Montana.